Hello folks, I'm Elliot Little. This is a help video to help you with two tools on the TA Today tools, trading signals, stock monitor. Now the first thing to note is that these two tools are basically the same thing. The only difference is that stock monitor monitors stocks only on a particular watch list, whereas trading signals is all stocks in the universe of those stocks that you um, have access to, whatever exchanges you have access to. And so that's the major difference. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take here and I'm going to focus on a stock monitor, but everything I show you on stock monitor is going to be the same thing you would see in terms of how do you use it on trading signals. It's just that you have a smaller universe of stocks that you're going to be looking at. So to do that, let's go into stock monitor. And when I do, what you're going to see, if you don't have a watch list already selected, you're going to see something like this, right? Which basically says you gotta select a watch list. Now, when you go into trading signals, that won't be the case because you're not doing a watch list. It will just go and look at all the stocks that have trading signals for that day, that week, that month, of all those exchanges that you watch. Okay, so that's the main difference. So here we are. We've got to select a watch list. Watch lists are watch lists that you have, but they're also watch lists that other people have as well. You can select any of them. I'm just going to select breakouts on a weekly and monthly time frame. Now when I do that, what it's going to do is it's going to take and show me all of the newly issued signals, which means anything that has triggered as of this date. So this was the last time it was run. If you're interested in previous signals, the run prior to this one, those will be listed in this area. Now these are filters. All of these are filters. So in other words, I can click on this and I'll see all new issued signals that are bearish retraces, if there are any in this watch list. So I could do that, and we'll just do it and see if there are any. I don't know if there are. I guess there is. There's one right there that we saw, and that it drills down to just that one. If you want to get back to everything, you just click the top newly issued trade signals and everything comes back. The other thing you can do is set up particular filters for yourself. Now these filters, when you click on it, it's going to give you anything that you've saved already. So these are ones that I've saved prior. If you don't have anything saved, you can create one. So you can go in and set a signal. Now what are the signals? The signals are all these things that you see here. These that are associated with this stock. And so there's a time frame, there's a type of signal, there's a closing price, there's short interest ratio, there's volume, there's the sector, and then there's the date itself. So those things, if I take and click over here now, I'm going to see those things I just talked about as things I can select as a signal. So probably the most important one is time frame. So if I look on time frame, what are the time frames I have? Well, there's a long-term time frame. If we flip around here and look, there's probably some intermediate. There's the intermediate term time frame there. So you can see that one. You can see others like a short term right here, short term time frame. Right, so we can make any of those a filter, and then we'd only see those when we apply that filter. So let's just put short term, and you have to type it just like you see it. You forget the time frame, you just put long term, intermediate term, or short term with a space in it. Has to be the same type. Hit submit, and then that's going to filter everything down to just short term signals. That's all you'll see now. Now you could expand that. You could say, well, how about I add another filter? So I got a time frame equals short term. What if I add Let's do a and or an or. Let's add another time frame, and we'll make that equal to intermediate. So I want to see all signals that are either short term or intermediate term. And if I click on that, that will show me any of those. Here's an intermediate, there's a short, and you can see they're all there. I could also say, well, how about and? I want them where they're breaking out on both time frames. Let's see if there's any of those. I don't know if there are or not. And there aren't in this particular case. If I had a case of that, it would show. If I don't, it's going to tell you none are found. So once I get that set up the way I want it, I can then save this. I can give it a name, call it short and intermediate, and I'll just save it. And at that point, I'm going to have that filter saved in my filters. And I'll be able to just come in and apply that filter if I want to. And when I come into here and I click, it's going to take and show me any of those that meet that criteria as soon as I come in here. For example, let's go to trading picks. And this is going to go through and it's going to look for all stocks that are matching intermediate or short-term time frames. There's a short-term time frame, intermediate, and if I had any long terms, and there may be, I don't know, they wouldn't show here because I'm filtered down to just that. Now that's the part about how do you use it. Right now you can do other things. You can, in terms of how, you can, for example, if you're looking here and you see Netflix and it's a bearish retrace, let's say I'm only interested in breakouts, bullish breakouts right now. I can click on that and it's going to continue to apply this filter and now also the filter of bullish breakout. So now I'll only see potential bullish breakouts and I only see them for short and intermediate term time frames. Now if I look at this and I say, oh well, this looks pretty interesting, let's take a look at and actually this is interesting. Here's a short-term breakout on Apple and an intermediate-term time frame breakout on Apple. So I want to take a look at Apple. Well, I can just click on Apple and it will pop all those charts up for me and I can see them. I can see what they look like, right? I can see here that this is broken out. I can see, or potentially it's going to break out. I can see that this one just broke out. And so, the potential breakout here is it's within an ATR of this thing, of this breakout. So this is close enough to call that a potential breakout. And so that's how it works. Now, if I didn't know exactly what this thing is doing, I can go to the help button and I can click help and I can get something that tells me about that, right? And I can see here how this actually works. I can click on those and get more detail and so forth. Over here, what if I just want to see all these charts? Well, I could just click show all charts. It's going to pop up stock monitor and it's going to let me flip through all these charts. And that's the same thing in your watch list. You can do that. You can do that, of course, in trading signals as well. The other thing I could do if I wanted is I could say, well, how about I just take all these things that I've found and I want to save them into select all there. And I want to download that data so that I can save it somewhere else. So I could specify download data and it just pops it into a CSV file. And then I could take that CSV file, I could go in, create a watch list if I wanted, and just import it into it. And you can go look at those help videos to see how to do that. So that's all the mechanics of how you do it. In terms of why you would want to use this tool, well, you're looking for trading ideas. For example, this Apple looks like a pretty good trading idea. If I go back to Apple here, it just broke out. It's trying to break out. If I pull over the monthly, you can see it's getting close to a breakout there. This is a strong stock. This is a stock I probably should have my watch list and be trying to catch a retrace or maybe just an intraday retrace and get a position in it, as long as the general market looks good, as long as this MTTFs aren't too stretched, which they're not, and if we have some ABCD structures that are in play, and they are, right? I've got one in play here, one in play here. Matter of fact, all of them are in play when I look at it, and they're pointing higher, anywhere from 261 to about 278. So that's saying another 20, another 17, anywhere from 17 to whatever that is, 20, 20. I can't do the math that quick, but anyway, it's a decent amount, right? We're talking about 6 to probably 10, 15%. Is that worth playing? Well, that may be the best thing you have. It may not. You may find other things that are better, and that's up to you to do the work to find those things out. Here's two more, giving you a potential bullish breakout. It's right at that one, and it's right at this one. So that's how you use it. That's what it is. Hopefully that gives you what you need to do some digging and some fishing for yourself. Have a great one. See you next time.